The first thought that comes to many pet owners' minds is that raw feeding is more expensive than feeding commercial food. This can certainly be true under certain circumstances, but in others, raw feeding can even be cheaper than feeding a quality commercial food. With that being said, here are my top 5 biggest tips to save money when buying meat for your pets. Number 1. Post a Craigslist ad or Facebook community post for freezer dumps. You'd be surprised how much meat you can find for cheap or even for free from people in your area. Freezers are notorious for holding forgotten foods, many being meat. After sitting in the freezer for months to a year, it may end up getting a little freezer burnt. This is off-putting for us humans because it may look weird or even taste a bit different, but these are completely safe to feed to your pet as long as they haven't expired, of course. You can easily tell because it'll smell rotten and have a slimy texture to it. I've posted ads a few times before and scored some interesting things, and most of these things I've gotten for free. I'll link an example post for you to edit to your situation made by the Raw Storm. Number 2. Order in bulk. It may seem expensive at the moment of purchase, but buying in bulk can really save you money in the long term, as oftentimes the price per pound is a lot lower. The best places to look for in your area are places like wholesale markets, co-ops, stores like Sam's Club or Walmart, as well as some butcher shops. If you don't have any of these in your area, there's always online wholesale websites as well. Additionally, there are a few raw food websites that offer bulk orders like Carnivore Carryout and bulk raw dog food. Keep in mind though, a lot of freezer space is necessary before going through with buying meat in bulk. Number 3. Shop at ethnic markets. East Asian, Indian, and other ethnic markets that sell meat are often a goldmine for raw feeders because they carry cuts that regular grocery stores don't. This can range from whole-dressed rabbit, duck heads, brain, heart, frog legs, and so many more unique animal cuts. Not only are these cuts cheap in general because they aren't in much demand, ethnic markets may also have more common muscle meats that are cheaper as well. Because many ethnic markets tend to be smaller and not locked into long-term supply contracts, they have the ability to browse wholesale markets weekly and look for what's available and cheaper. These meats are approved and sold for human consumption, so even if the environment of the store is different from your usual grocery store, this doesn't mean that the meat isn't safe to feed raw. Of course, practice the same measures you normally would when making sure meat hasn't expired. Number 4. Search for local grocery store deals at night. Many grocery stores tend to discount their meat in the evenings so they can sell the meats that are still sitting on the shelf and make room for new meats. When I need to find a few muscle meat proteins at my local grocery store, I always shop later in the evening to find the best deals. While this is a more common time grocery stores mark down their meat, other sources say that they do this in the mornings right when they open, particularly on Monday mornings as they may still have some leftovers from stocking up over the weekend. Number 5. Connect with farmers, hunters, and butchers. This is probably my most valuable tip because this is what changed the game for me. When I lived in Florida, I developed a relationship with a local butcher in the area where I got a lot of cheap secreting organs that I couldn't find at the store. Here in Virginia, I'm very close with my local farmers that I met through my city's farmers market, and they go above and beyond with getting me parts that they would usually just throw out. While local grass-fed and pasture-raised muscle meat may be more expensive, the offcuts like heart, gizzard, meaty bones, and secreting organs are where you can save money while still getting quality cuts. I want to support my local farmers, so I still pay for them, but many times my farmer will sneak extra parts in my bag as a free surprise like chicken trachea or day-old chicks. Of course, many of these parts aren't able to be sold for human consumption, and some farmers and butchers may bring this up. But remind them that this is for pet use and see what strings they can pull to get these parts for you. If you don't have a farmer's market or butcher in your area, you can also utilize posting on online communities to seek out hunters in your area. I have quite a few places where I source my meat in my area. Watch this video to follow me as I go around town.